Hey guys, it's Kylie Draws here, and today I'm doing a video that I should have been doing a few weeks ago, but I'm only doing it now since there weren't many entries. So yeah, from the title you can see that I will be drawing your characters. So like I said earlier, there weren't many entries as I put this up. I put this on my Instagram and also as a community post. So yeah, it's alright though. A few people did enter and I chose one of the entries to draw, of course. And yeah, so the entry which I picked is made by Lupina J on Instagram. And their character's name is, I think how you say it is Odion? I don't know if I said it correctly, but their character's name is Odion, and they look really cool. I love the reference sheet, and like, yeah, I don't know, I just love the design. So yeah, let's get on to drawing it. So the creator of this character didn't give like a lot of backstory or reference of the personality of this character, so I had to guess a lot of it. So yeah, I didn't go for anything, you know, like too experimental with the pose and stuff since I don't know much about the character. But the only thing which I really experimented with is the lighting, which I will explain later when I move on to the shading and like highlights and stuff. So yeah, just the line art process. I decided to use the G pen, which has a kind of like textured look to it, and I just really like how it looks. And I think that kind of like line art would kind of fit with the mood of this character, if you know what I'm saying. I also, like I said before, I really like the character design. I just love the design so much, like, it's so cool. It's giving, kind of like in charge vibes, if you know what I'm saying, like, you know. But yeah, I just really like the design. It's just like simple and also complicated, but like not so complicated that's kind of like overwhelming, you know? It's like got just the right amount of detail, and I just love that. So yeah, as you can see, my art style has changed a little bit while I was away. I did draw a lot in my sketchbook while I was away. I hope you guys didn't miss me too much. But yeah, I'm thinking that if this does well, then maybe I could do another one, and hopefully there will be more entries. I don't know, while I was away, I didn't check my emails, so I think I might have missed out. So I'm sorry to everyone who entered and I didn't realize. So yeah, I'm sorry. But you might get another chance in a future video if I do the same thing. So yeah, I decided to not use, you know, the black line art for the eyes because, I don't know, I just really think that like if the eyes were not, you know, lined out in black, it just make everything a bit more mysterious, I guess. I don't know. But yeah, the hair was very fun to color. It was interesting, I guess. It was also fun to draw though, since I usually don't draw characters without fringes, if you know what I mean. So yeah, this was like a challenge and also something fun to do and learn. Also, I don't usually draw guys. So yeah, that was also something new. Also, I looked at the reference while coloring this, and I realized that the whites of the eyes aren't white. They're actually like a kind of more pinkish white. It's on the reference. There's like the colors and stuff. But yeah, I was actually surprised at that, but I think it works well. Like, it's really cool. And also, the hair has a gradient, which I also realized and I also added, so yeah. Also, I decided to clean up the eyebrow part a bit from the scars and stuff, because I don't know, it just wouldn't make sense for like the hair to go around. I don't know, it just didn't really make sense to me, and I made the eyebrows a little bit more detailed. And then I also decided to add like a lot of lighting, like a strong light source. Like I said earlier, I'm going to talk about it now. So, the thing which I was experimenting a lot was with lighting and stuff, because I just really wanted to see if I could, pull off a strong light source. And yeah, just experiment a bit with this piece. It was a big learning curve, and I think I definitely need to practice more on this stuff. But I think it looks alright. I don't know. It looked alright when I was doing it. I don't know. It's just like super experimental, and I probably need to work on it more, like a lot. Especially just shading and highlights in general. I probably need to study a lot of more stuff and so that I can get better. The shading was pretty straightforward. I just used my normal technique and stuff. I actually used an orange for the shading instead of just eyedropping the colors and making a dark version of them. It's because I just wanted the shading to go better with the highlight, if you know what I mean. Like, I just wanted everything to go together and have like the light source contrast with the dark colors of the character. Also, I think I might have gotten a few colors slightly off. So, Lupina, if you're watching this, just let me know. But yeah, I hope you don't mind. There's not really much else to say about the shading, except that I did have to do a lot of erasing, especially for around the eyebrow part, because, there's gaps and stuff. But apart from that, the shading was actually pretty fun, and I really enjoyed it. Maybe except for the highlighting, it did take some time to figure out what I was doing with it. But yeah, I just really like this character. Everything is just so really, I don't know, I have no words. But now I'm working on the eyes. I decided to make them in my more detailed kind of way which I draw eyes, like adding the pupil, extra highlights and stuff. I actually hadn't done this in a long time, because I don't usually do these full kind of like illustrations most of the time. Most of the time I'm just like, chibi eyes, super simple and stuff. But yeah, I really liked how the eyes turned out. My favorite part is usually the eyes, or the hair. But yeah, I think the eyes turned out really nice. And I probably should have made them just slightly more detailed. I don't know, maybe could have added a few highlight lines. But other than that, I think it turned out pretty good. And that's kind of it. I was tweaking around with some of the layer settings a bit, and kind of working on cleaning up some parts which I missed. So yeah, Also, I think I got the color of the earrings wrong. And also probably the color of the scars wrong, so I'm sorry. Lupina, if you're watching this again, I hope you don't mind. I do get some things wrong when drawing other people's characters, and it just depends on how they react to it. So yeah, now I'm merging the layers of the eye together and just rearranging layers and cleaning things up so then I can, you know, like shade the eyes. Yeah, usually when I'm drawing eyes, I now remember every single time to put the highlights on a different layer, so pat on the back. Also, speaking of layers, I've actually been getting into traditional art a bit more recently since on my trip, so yeah, it's kind of different working on layers again because I'm so used to, you know, like one layer and stuff. But most of the time when I draw in my sketchbook, it's just sketching and just like concept ideas and stuff. So yeah, I'm really happy to finally get back into doing full-on illustrations like these. Also, this was actually done across the span of a whole day, so yeah, some things might have changed. But yeah, I'm just cleaning the highlights now and adding a bit more highlights. I think I should have added something extra to the hair, like the extra highlights to the hair, because looking back on it right now, it looks slightly bland, if you know what I'm saying, because like of the detailed highlighting, maybe I should have added more to the hair, but I don't know, I'm still experimenting with this stuff, so it's fine if I make a few mistakes along the way. And yeah, I just decided to make the highlights a bit more brighter by adding a bit of white, and then I set that layer to add, cause yes, glow, like add glow and stuff. But yeah, overall I am pretty proud of this piece. There could be a few minor changes and tweaks, but I don't know, I just really like it. This is my first illustration after coming back for doing traditional art for 2 weeks straight, so yeah. If I prefer traditional art over digital art, probably not. I would do traditional art any day, but digital art's just like something which I prefer more because, you know, the undo button and also the transform. But yeah, there's not really much else to say in the highlighting and shading, except that, like I said, I should work on it more, especially shading clothes and basically like cloths, fabrics, anything that's complicated and I don't like shading. But yeah, I'm adding a sunflower in the background because in the reference sheet it had like a sunflower like pattern. So yeah, I think it's associated. I don't know, but yeah, it just looks nice. And also, I haven't drawn flowers in a long time, so yeah, sunflower. It does look kind of weird though, since I didn't really have a reference with me, except for like the reference itself. And yeah, that's why it kind of looked funky. So yeah, that's kind of it. See, yeah, here is the finished piece, and Lupina, I hope you like how I drew your character, and yeah, if you're watching this video, please leave a comment down below. I would just like to see your reaction. So yeah, see you all next week. I will actually be doing something very special next week. But yeah, you have to wait until next week to find out. Bye!